Hello, welcome back to the Real World Garage. We are out here with a 2005 Honda Accord. Family friend, and we've done a little work to it today already. Did some new hood struts. That where the hood will stay up. Had to add a new battery cable. We went ahead and did that. Biggest part of the project today is going to be the power steering pump. This lady that owns this vehicle went to the Honda dealership here locally, and by the time they got through totaling her vehicle out, they had given her an estimate of $9,000 to fix a 2005 Honda Accord. We're going to get into that and discuss some of that in a few minutes, but for now we're going to go ahead and get into taking this power steering pump off. So y'all come along. As you can see, we're back here with Gramps today. He's the one actually doing the pulling of the wrenches, and I'm just along for the assist. But anyway, he had something he wanted to talk to about on these Hondas, particularly, and these lines. Go ahead, Gramps. Tell us what you know about that.
This particular pump has a leak between the body, and there's O-rings and stuff you can put in there, but you're better off. This car's got 182,000 miles on it. You're better off to just not try to repair it, just put a rebuilt one on. But if you got one, a Honda in particular, if you've got it and it's making noise like it's low on air, or somebody says it's
low on what?
Low on air.
Not low on air.
Low on fluid. It sounds like it's got air in the system. Growling sound, that's what I meant to say, but just temporarily my tongue got over my eye tooth and I couldn't see what I was saying, so just excuse that part. But anyway, if you got one and it's noisy but there's no leaks, the O-rings that go behind the return line and the O-rings that go under the pressure side allow the pump to draw air into it, and it actually does get air in it, but it's not leaking fluid, it's just sucking air in. Oftentimes you can just replace those O-rings by taking these fittings off. When we get the pump off, I'll show you the O-rings. But if I had one that wasn't leaking and was just growling, I would highly recommend just go to the Honda place and get their seals. The Honda ones are the ones that seem to work with no issues. But buy the seals from the Honda, put them in, and that should take care of the problem. 99% of the time, that will take care of the problem to stop a growling pump. And if it's leaking, that's a whole other thing. Just go ahead and replace it.
All right, so recap. Pump, growling, no leaks. You might try spending just a couple bucks on some O-rings and see if that can fix your problem. So we're going to get back at it. We'll show you them O-rings when we get it apart. If you pull that line off, we'll be able to see one of the O-rings now, won't we?
Should.
All right, let's go ahead and do that. Get in position.
That one.
All right, there we go.
That's one of them. That's on the pressure line.
All right, let me get her to zoom in. There we go. That one right there. That's on the pressure line that goes right on top, and there's one on the return as well, right here, which is right there.
We can take off once we get it off the car.
Yep.
You can take it off on the car, but since we're going to take the pump off, we're going to do it that way.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to get back to time lapse and getting this thing apart. All right, you got it. Hold it there. You go. There it is. Got it. This lower bolt is a little tedious. We tried to take the pulley off, and somebody at some point has either over tightened it, or maybe it was just that tight from the factory. Gramps has looked up the torque spec on that pulley, and it's only supposed to be about 45 pounds. So that which, if you can get that pulley off, it'll make it a little easier to get to these bolts, but you can get them out. They're just tedious, that's all. So pump is fixing to come up out of here. You got one more. It only has 2 bolts that hold it on. So I don't know if you can see. You probably can see in the shot. We just take the lines and get this one right here tied up with a bungee, and I went in the shop and found a strap to tie that line up, just to kind of hold them out of the way and keep them from dripping oil everywhere. But as with any of these bolts, they're always just tight enough you can't get them with your fingers, and almost too loose for the ratchet to work. This one's coming out. It's just taking its sweet time.
Been in there for 182,000 miles.
Yeah, seriously.
A 1/4 inch ratchet and socket helps a lot once you break it loose.
And these, I think you can see that in that shot, offset wrenches. You don't use them on everything. You may hardly ever use them, but when you need them, because that was what allowed us to get the bottom bolt loose on this pump. All right, let's get reset and get where we can see what we're talking about.
Bolts are the same length, so.
Okay, both bolts the same length.
Don't have to worry about mixing them up.
All right. All right, we got it set up. Got this little towel down, or rag down there on the ground. Even making a mess. Taking the because the
this is return line.
Return nipple. It does. The new pump does not come with one, so you have to remove it. And remember, we talked a few minutes ago about the O-rings that are in behind that. So when he gets it off, we'll bring it up close and let you see that. There we go. Is the O-ring down in the pump, or is it on the, fitting?
Pump. It's on this one. It goes into the pump.
All right, you get this. All right, just be still. There we go. The O-ring is down inside that hole right there.
Red or orange.
Yep, red or orange.
The ones that they sent with the pump are black nitrile light rubber.
And when you put them on, you'll actually put it on the nipple and then slide it down in there.
Don't know. I think you better put this one in here.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure, but we'll find out.
All right, we'll know here in a minute. But either way, that O-ring is the one we were talking about. That's the problem. That one and the one on top.
Lets them make noise.
Yep, they'll draw air in, but not leak fluid. Somebody over tightened this pulley, so I've got my Impact Harbor Freight to the rescue. You gonna try it that way? Yep, that worked. Yep, actually put the O-ring on the nipple and then slide it down in there.
Slide it in.
Lubricate it a little bit too.
Yes, for sure.
We'll get into that when we do the new pump. All right, you're gonna plug this up. The only thing that's ever happened to this old Harbor Freight Impact was the retainer ring came on.
I'll let you hammer it.
All right, I was gonna hold it while.
Just do it easy.
All right, watch your ears, headphone users. That was way too tight. Let's see if it's gonna pop off. Right off. Zoop! Comes right off. Look at that. Hope you got the timing marks lined up.
I do. See that white dot right there?
It aligns with nothing. It doesn't matter.
It's been leaking out here.
Yeah.
And it was leaking out here.
You could probably rebuild this pump, but like we said, for the cost of the pump, just put a pump on it.
And the way you get satisfaction, peace of mind if something's wrong, you just take it and get a new one.
Yeah, because they're not that hard to change, really.
No. Just a little aggravating.
We have, all right, this is, grab that box. This is an AC Delco replacement pump. Let's see if you can see that number or not. Let me get in close. There we go. This is for a 2005 with the 3.0 liter. Is that what this is? 3.0 liter? AC Delco 36P0808. So, alright. These new O-rings, I'm sure. Hopefully these are good O-rings. They should be. They're AC Delco. Usually AC Delco's got good quality stuff. Let you hold those.
So they got a little lubricant in there?
In the pump?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Now, as you can tell, you're looking at well-prepared professionals. So, there you go.
We actually are, but we're doing it on the ground, doing it at home, just like a bunch of you guys. So, day after Thanksgiving, beverage of choice is coffee. You can hear him over there in the background. He's actually taking a little brake cleaning up the, knocking some of the scuds off of the return fitting. I'm gonna get it wiped down, trying to keep things as clean as possible. Okay. Blow it out with a little compressed air.
Mm-hmm. Alright, let's get the
Alright.
O-ring.
Back down here to the mess. Two different size O-rings there too, so
Yes.
make sure you pay attention to that. I don't think you can get them mixed up, but
If you're in a real big hurry, you might, but you'd have to be in a super big hurry.
alright, slide the new O-ring on there. You got some
We need to get some
slick 'em.
lubricant of some sort.
Let me see what I can find you. Where's the power steering fluid?
I haven't seen it unless it's in the trunk.
I think you. Okay.
It may be in the trunk.
Hang on, let me step in front of you guys right next to you. Here you go. Just stick your finger down the hole and dip you some of that. That's transmission fluid, I believe. That'll work. That'll work. A little transmission fluid. Just something to lubricate the O-ring, but you want to be careful and not use a super lubricant, because sometimes it can make the rubber swell. So a little automatic transmission fluid or the actual power steering fluid to use to put in the system would be good to use. But automatic transmission fluid is what I had right on hand. So something wrong with the threads in the new pump?
No, maybe didn't have them lined up quite good enough.
Going?
No.
Is it starting and then getting tight or what?
Yeah, but it don't do that when you go do it like this.
I have a feeling it's probably just hanging on the sides of that pipe. You got to make sure you're not cross-threading because you're in aluminum.
Look like they're lined up.
This is a good case, a good lesson right here. If something ain't quite going like it's supposed to, you need to slow down and look at what's going on and try to figure it out, because it needs to go together generally by hand. Is it going now?
Yes, I don't like the way it feels yet,
But when you're dealing with anything like this, it doesn't take real long for a easy project to go completely sideways if you get in a big hurry. So you just need to slow down, kind of figure out what's going on. The thread's getting tight down in there.
yeah.
I got a tap and die set.
Well, they may have painted down in there.
Yep. That's what I say. I got a tap and die set if you want to run a tap through it.
I do.
Okay. Let me go get it out.
Don't feel good. It's
Slow down and just look at what's going on. What is that? M? Find it.
6, I think, Brian.
Alright, I'm just going to bring the whole kit over. It's a little Harbor Freight kit. But, you know, for us at home, just doing stuff at home, when you at home guys, they will do a trick.
See, it screws right down into these.
What M6 by what?
I think it's a 125 or maybe 10.
Alright, let's see. This thing is brand new, as you can tell. I think I've used it once.
See, it screws right down into these other ones with no problem.
Alright. Quarter by 20. Let's see, M5. I hope it's getting here. Let's see, that's an M8. M7. Here's M6 by 10.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Let me see, let you compare the bolt. Nope, that's not, that's the wrong thread pitch.
125.
Yep, I hope I have one. I may not, because this is not a big kit. What is that? That's a M6 by 10. This is the M6 by 10 right here. I'm sorry, I think I had it in the wrong spot. Yep, that's it. Try that. Tap was just in the wrong place. This kit got turned over and we realigned everything, but I think I had one just out of place. Is that
That's it.
Okay. Alright. Just had to.
Alright, give me a handle.
You can do it. This fits it. See if that'll fit it. What's going on here? There it went.
That's good.
Alright. Gently take it down in there. Don't get in a big hurry. How's it feel? Like it's getting boogers out of there?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
I can see them. I was ready to put my thumb over that hole to keep them going.
Keep them getting down in the pump. This video may get a little long, guys, but there's some good information and good advice here. It's better if you have a bottoming tap, but in this case we don't. We just have a regular tap. It'll work. It'll do just fine. Let's see. When you get it out, let's take a look at it. And look at all that. Let's see if we can get it in the camera there. Not wanting to focus. We can get it to focus. I don't know if you can see all the fuzz that's on there, but that cleaned up those threads. So now it'll probably be fine. And then he's gonna take a little brake clean and blow out
The hole.
Yeah, come on, I'll move to you. You go ahead.
But cover that.
Cover
hole
that.
up.
Yeah, cover that up with your thumb. Alright. Aim that away from the camera if you don't mind.
I'm gonna do it over here.
You're gonna do it in the pan.
Go right here.
Alright, that's
On
fine.
this cloth.
Alright, but cover up the hole and then give it a little, blow the holes out to get any other shards that you might have missed. And I'm gonna take this over here to the side and clean off the tap.
Now let's see what that.
Okay, how's that feel?
Not a whole lot better.
A whole lot better or not a whole lot better?
Not a whole lot better. When you hit that,
Some brake clean, or you want to run a dial across?
there you go. You got that. Must have had a little.
Had a little fuzz on the bolt.
Compressor's working good today. You're gonna have to hit this. You're gonna have to hit that a lick. Just run it through one of them. You ought to have something on there.
I think so. If it's got the tap, usually they put
Things
the
just
die.
being aggravating. Now it's going in, but now let's run the tap in. I mean
Die.
the die.
Alright, M610.
You don't need that. You can just hold it by hand. It's
Think so.
not boogered up bad.
Side does it go on this side? Yeah, I can feel it. Yep, I felt it just cutting my boogers off of it. That'll be rethreading it for something totally different.
Maybe not.
That says M610. You got a socket I can put on here and run this bolt now. Alright.
Are you in the frame?
I don't know if I'm in the frame or not, but I got a die. We're just running over the threads of the bolt. And we're dropping it. And we dropped it again. Come on, fumble finger. How does that feel? Still boogery or? Oh no, that looks a lot better, huh?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
That'll work.
Had to figure out that I put a shop rag in the kit to hold down on it. Turn it up and everything would go everywhere. Still got enough lubricant on there?
Yeah.
Re-aim so y'all see what we're doing.
Now it's doing what it's supposed to now.
There we go. See why it's important to slow down and figure out what's going on. If you
start a
just
bolt by hand,
figure out why. Do we have a torque spec on these?
no, I didn't get one snug.
Snug, because it's an O-ring fitting, so it doesn't have to be. It just needs to be snug. It doesn't need to be.
We can probably look at that and put it at the end of the video.
If we can find it, we'll put it in, but just know that it doesn't have to be extremely tight. It just needs to be snug,
We can find it, I'm sure.
probably.
Uh,
All right, what are we doing next?
need my pick to pick that out of there. Let me see.
And screwdriver there somewhere, probably.
I think I got a pick here.
There you go. Gramps has a tool bag he carries whenever he goes on a road trip. Keep himself out of a bind.
Hopefully. Okay.
Does the pump have a core on it or not?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's send it back.
Yep, so you keep your plug, stick it back in your old one. It doesn't leak oil all over everywhere. Alright.
Now, that still on the car. Yeah.
Yep, that fitting and O-ring is
So to
Tied
keep
up.
the trash out of the hole, I'm going to take that bag out and put it back in the pump.
until we're done and ready to reinstall the line.
But this pump, obviously see how it's clean right here in this area. Fluid was coming out between these pieces here. Just, you could see it coming out. You see how washed clean it is. It's washed the dirt away from the oil coming out. Then when we got the pulley off, you can see as well all this growed up mess in here that it was leaking out the front seal as well. So a good idea when it's leaking just to replace it.
Alright, you're gonna put that,
Plug back
we're
in.
gonna leave the plug in the new pump until we are prepared to put the line on. That way no dirt or trash gets down inside the new pump.
Okay.
Alright, we ready to,
Put pulley.
you wanna put the pulley back on now, or you wanna do it on the car?
We can do it on the car.
That way it'll be mounted a little easier to hold. Alright, let's back up, regroup, reset, and we're gonna put it back on the car. We're gonna leave the pulley off because it might make it a little easier to mount up too. So